Hello, and welcome to In Case You Missed It, Black Audacity Style. Now, today we will bring you up to date on last week's news and hot topics that you may have missed. I'm LaWanda Moore, CEO of Black Audacity Magazine, and your host for the evening. Today we will be discussing the death of Three's Company's Suzanne Somers. We'll also talk about more news on the Israel-Hamas war and the relationship the U.S. has with Israel. We'll share some mental health tips, explain to you exactly what squash sport is, and we'll also cover a few breaking news stories as well, including the new installment of The Color Purple, which I am here for. So pour yourself a drink, grab a snack, and let's get into it. In political news, United States Representative and Republican Jim Jordan from Ohio is still hoping to become the new Speaker of the House after Congress voted to oust Kevin McCarthy. The House has been 2 weeks now without a speaker. And as I mentioned to you last week, nothing's getting done without a Speaker of the House, including funding aid to Israel in the war with Hamas, not to even mention the looming government shutdown. Jordan is not a House favorite. I mentioned that last week as well, but he is not letting that stop him, at least not yet. Again, Jordan can only afford to lose 4 Republican votes if every member votes. That's because a speaker needs a majority of the full House to be elected. Now, he has lost the vote on the floor of the House of Representatives by double digits in his last couple of tries. While some members are for Jordan, some still remain opposed. A senior Republican member told CNN, in fact, that he believes there are still roughly 40 no votes for Jordan. Now, Jordan and his allies have pulled out strong arm tactics to persuade members to vote for him, even going as far as asking a friend of his from Fox News to reach out to at least one Republican and tell him to vote for Jordan. There's also been reports that Jordan's allies have been threatening other Republicans in the House of Representatives to get them to vote for him, including making threats to some of their family members. Let's see if the Republicans can pull it together and get enough votes for Jordan or another speaker in order to get the House back on track sooner rather than later. Because with all of this dysfunction and infighting, I wouldn't hold my breath, but something has to give, right, in order for our country to continue to move forward. I say let's make Hakeem Jeffries the next Speaker of the House. It seems like the Democratic Party has their stuff together these days, and it seems like they're all voting on one accord. So stick a pin in that. We'll see what happens this coming week. Moving on to sports news. Now, 5 sports were added to the 2028 Los Angeles Olympic Games by the International Olympic Committee on October the 16th. They are cricket, flag football, baseball/softball, lacrosse, and squash. Now, I have to elaborate on squash because I'm guessing many of you have never heard of it. Now, squash is a racket sport that is played on a 4-wall court between 2 or 4 players in a double competition. Cricket will be an Olympic sport for the first time since the 1900s. This will be the first for flag football as well. Now, squash will make its debut after several previous applications were denied. We'd like to welcome all of the new sports to the Olympics, and we can't wait to see the games. Now, music star Dolly Parton is set to perform on Thanksgiving at the Commanders Cowboys game, which is to premiere at 3:30 p.m. on CBS. Parton will perform at the halftime show, and while many might not be looking forward to the game, I'm sure everyone is looking forward to seeing Dolly. Knock 'em dead, Dolly. I know you will, as you always do. Now, in health news, CNBC has reported 5 tips to help maintain your mental health while following the news. As the Israel-Hamas war continues on, there have been a lot of horrific things shown in the media, right? And consuming those graphic images and videos on an ongoing basis can negatively impact your mental health, according to CNBC. So here are some tips to help you in your mental health journey during these trying times. Tip number one, you want to pick 2 or 3 reliable news sources to follow, like watching this channel each week, where we give you a brief but palatable overview to keep you informed, but without all the graphic images and videos, right? So second, your second tip, you want to set a time limit. You don't need to consume hours and hours of news coverage with all of these negative videos and images. And third, you should opt for words, not videos, or videos of graphic images, because graphic images and videos, as CNBC reported, can affect us in more ways than we even know. So always be mindful of that. And fourth, pay attention to how your body is feeling as you're watching these graphic images. Check on your breathing. Pay attention to how your body is signaling you as you're taking in all of this news. And if you don't feel that your body is responding in a way that you can handle, now it's time to turn it off. Relax. And recharge. Step back from it all. Take a break from the news. And like visiting Black Audacity Magazine's Instagram page, where we try to keep it upbeat and exciting and tell you all of the things that we're celebrating, and to stay positive as well, right? So putting in some positive videos, some positive images, mixing that into your day, putting a smile on your face, maybe watching something funny, because laughter is food for the soul. I truly believe that. So those are some tips that we just wanted to give you guys to help you maintain your mental health, as so much is going on in the world, while we're all trying to stay informed, but we're also not trying to put our mental health at risk just to follow the news. So we hope this helps. Now, moving on to celebrity news, and some sad celebrity news. The star of the 1970s and 80s hit show Three's Company, Suzanne Somers, passed away on Sunday, October the 15th, at her home in Palm Springs, California. The cause of death was breast cancer. She was one day away from turning 77 years old. Now, Three's Company premiered in 1977, and Somers played the iconic role of Chrissy Snow, the ditzy blonde who we all loved. Her acting career started in 1973, the Oscar-nominated film called American Graffiti, where she made quite an impression by saying only one phrase, "I love you." And the credits listed her as a blonde in T-Bird. From there on, she got the opportunity to appear on The Tonight Show, which ultimately led to her audition for Three's Company. Now, after her time ended there, she was in countless films and television shows. Later, she and her husband together created the workout device called the Thigh Master, which I'm sure a lot of you remember, which sold millions worldwide. I say all this to remind people of the life and legacy of this great actress we had the pleasure to watch and be entertained by. I want to send my condolences to the family, friends, and fans of Suzanne Somers. I also would like to take this time to bring awareness to breast cancer. This month is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and according to the CDC, about 42,000 women and 500 men in the U.S. die each and every year from breast cancer. So get tested. Early detection is the key to survival. We're sending out love and prayers to everyone battling breast cancer. Stay strong and keep fighting the good fight, and until one day that we have a cure for this horrible, horrific disease. In breaking news and hot topics, since the Israeli-Hamas war started, hate has unfortunately continued to spread, including the senseless murder of a 6-year-old Palestinian-American boy who was killed in his own home early last week, where his mother also sustained life-threatening injuries as well, but it is thought that she will survive. Now, NBC News has reported that this attack was perpetrated by the family's own landlord simply because they were Muslim. Now, the accused murderer has since been arrested and is being charged. This is devastating news, and I want to send my condolences to the family of the victims. Even President Biden has denounced the attack and stated that this horrific act of hate which is exactly what it sounds like to me, has no place in America, and I could not agree with the president more. Okay, I know that was heavy, and because that was so heavy, I've decided to hold off on giving you a full update on the Israel-Hamas war, except to say that two Israeli American women, a mother and daughter from the Chicago area, who were visiting Israel, visiting family in Israel when the war broke out, and who were taken when the war broke out by Hamas, have since been released. As far as we know, they are now safe and doing well, and we wish them a very speedy recovery from this horrific experience. Now, moving on to other news, I know a lot of Black women know exactly what I mean when I say a relaxer, and I know it brings back a lot of memories. Well, we finally found out that those relaxers were never good for our health nor our hair. And now the FDA is considering shutting it all down because chemicals that have been linked to cancer and infertility have been found in the ingredients, Black Enterprise has reported. Also, U.S. Representative Ayanna Pressley stated in the article that the FDA's proposal to ban these harmful chemicals in hair straighteners or relaxers is a win for public health, especially the health of Black women who are disproportionately put at risk by these products as a result of systematic racism and anti-Black sentiments. Now, I completely agree with the representative. And for decades, these products were thrown at us as the best thing since sliced bread, and the media and these companies still to this day try to portray the idea that straight hair is the most beautiful kind of hair. Many have done all they can do to make Black hair seem unworthy and less beautiful. However, there has been an awakening. And so many sisters have started their natural hair journey and have left these nasty chemicals behind and instead are opting for Black-owned hair care products that don't make us sick and allows us to celebrate our natural textures. Now, guess what happened after that, after we had this awakening? Well, I'm sure you guessed it right. Companies that had never before offered healthy Black hair care products to us are now trying to take over the natural Black healthcare market and box out the Black-owned businesses that started the natural hair movement for Black women. My word to the wise is do not allow this to happen, sisters. Find the right Black-owned natural hair care products company that worked, whose products work for you, and then become a loyal follower and loyal customer to those Black-owned companies. So, dear sister, keep being confident, and rocking your natural hair is beautiful to see, and I am here for these extremely harmful products being banned and companies that engage in negligent practices being held to account. DOJ, are you listening? We hope so, and stick a pin in that. We're going to keep an eye on that story. Now, in our last story for the evening, Oprah Winfrey has joined forces with Steven Spielberg, Quincy Jones, and Scott Sanders to remake The Color Purple. Now, at first, I was like, no, when I heard this news. The Color Purple is such a masterpiece. I was like, leave it alone. But then I saw the trailer, you guys, and I'm totally here for it. It will be released on Christmas Day of this year, and I'm super excited. The movie is going to feature some amazing stars, including Halle Bailey as young Nettie, Coleman Domingo as Mr., and Taraji P. Henson as Shug Avery. The trailer is out now, and if you haven't already, you need to go check it out right after you finish watching this video. You'll thank me later. Well, that's all for now. I hope you enjoyed today's segment of In Case You Missed It, Black Audacity Style. Don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe, and turn on the notifications to make sure that you see Black Audacity YouTube content in your feed each and every week. Now, I'll see you back here next Monday, same time, same place. I'm Luanda Morris, and we are unapologetically and unambiguously Black Audacity. Thank you so much for watching, and see you next time.